So as you can see after the game, Caitlin Clark and Sophie are both running up to the referee here. They are both so upset, and the referee is just walking away from them. He won't even look at them in the face. He keeps turning, like Sophie even went up at one point and is like tapping on his arm. He would not even look at them.
The Indiana Fever just had their biggest game of the season. A sold-out crowd, playoff-level energy, and a marquee matchup. Caitlin Clark versus the defending champs. It had all the makings of a WNBA classic, but instead of being a highlight reel, for the league it turned into something else entirely, a referee fiasco. Caitlin Clark was getting hacked with no whistles. Lexi Hull got called for a phantom foul. And the officiating? It felt like the refs were handing New York the win. Fans weren't just confused, they were furious. Even head coach Stephanie White couldn't stay silent. And Caitlin? She didn't hold back either. This wasn't just one bad game. It was the latest chapter in what many are calling a league-wide problem with officiating. And now, the backlash is hitting the top. In a stunning move, the WNBA has suspended Commissioner Cathy Engelbert. Yes, the commissioner. Internal reports claim she ignored mounting complaints from players, coaches, and fans. Complaints about the referees, the inconsistency, and the impact it's having on the game. This is unprecedented. Never in league history has a commissioner been suspended. And honestly, people aren't shocked anymore. Behind the scenes, rumors had been swirling for weeks that league executives and team owners were losing confidence in Engelbert. That frustration boiled over when star players, like Caitlin Clark, began speaking out publicly. For many, this wasn't just about missed calls, it was about the future of the league. About protecting its image, momentum, and most importantly, its new fan base. Some believe Engelbert became the scapegoat in a league scrambling to keep up with its rapid growth. But now, the message is clear. The WNBA has to get its house in order. We're breaking down every missed call, every moment of madness, and what has to change. Before the WNBA loses the fans it just fought so hard to gain. Let's get into it.
They've done a great job of rigging this. They've done a great job of rigging this league. The league, they're not even being subtle. They're not even being subtle. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
Let's not sugarcoat it. People are calling the WNBA rigged, and they're not being quiet about it either. From the moment the Indiana Fever hit the court, something felt off. This wasn't just another regular season game. It had the feel of a full-blown playoff showdown. The crowd in Indianapolis was electric. The arena was packed. The stars were shining. The energy? Unmatched. But while the Fever showed up ready to battle, it felt like the refs showed up to sabotage. Caitlin Clark was getting hacked all night. No whistles. Lexi Hull played perfect, textbook defense, and still got slapped with a phantom foul. The kind of call that makes you wonder if the outcome was already decided before tip-off. Fans weren't just upset, they were outraged. And if you watched the game, it's hard to blame them.
The fact that this referee wouldn't even acknowledge the players was kind of crazy to me. Like when I saw that, I said, this is really strange because the referee should have enough confidence in the calls that they made to at least discuss. You should be able to at least discuss something.
Meanwhile, the Liberty were living at the free throw line. And let's be honest, this isn't an isolated incident. It's becoming a pattern, a bad one. So let me ask you, if you were watching this game live, did it feel fair? Because this didn't start last night. From the moment Caitlin Clark entered the league, the physicality turned up. She's been bumped, held, even blindsided off the ball. And the refs? Silent. Remember Kennedy Carter's cheap shot? That wasn't just dirty, it was dangerous. And yet the officials called it a common foul. Not a flagrant, not a technical. Just another play like nothing happened. And it's not just Clark. The entire Indiana Fever roster has been on the wrong end of bad whistle after bad whistle. The question now isn't whether there's a problem. It's how long the league can afford to ignore it.
I can't believe what I'm about to say. The Indiana Fever, with the strongest, loudest, most intimidating home court advantage in all the WNBA, just got robbed at home. I saw it with my own two eyes live on
Want the numbers?
CBS.
Here they are. The Indiana Fever are 31 in free throw differential this season. That's not a typo. That's a crisis. Now let's go back to the Liberty game, a matchup that had everything. Caitlin Clark threading dimes to Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull locking up on defense. Highlight plays. Momentum swings. It had all the makings of an instant classic. But what did we get instead? Referee chaos. New York shot 32 free throws. Indiana? Just 15. More than double. In a tight game, that's not just a stat. That's a game changer. And it wasn't just the quantity. It was the quality of the calls. Soft touch fouls went New York's way. Blatant body checks against the Fever. No whistle. It looked like two different rule books were in play. Caitlin Clark was shoved off her spot all night, and on the final possession, she got mauled. 4 separate fouls, not one call. Can you imagine that happening to LeBron or Steph in crunch time of a playoff game? Exactly. This isn't just bad officiating. It's a credibility issue, and the WNBA needs to fix it fast.
Disappointing, that it doesn't go both ways, or it hasn't gone both ways. But we also can't allow that to consume us, right? Like, we've got to be able to play through that. We've got to be able to control the things that we can control. I felt like at times our late game execution was good, and I consider most of the latter half of the fourth quarter.
That brings us to Coach Stephanie White, and she did not bite her tongue. After the game, she came out swinging in the post-game press conference, a -31 free throw discrepancy, and we're the ones attacking the rim. The disrespect has been unbelievable. That's not just frustration, that's fury, and it's been simmering for weeks. But White's message wasn't just for the officials, it was for her players. She let them know she's got their backs. She sees what's happening, and she's not letting it slide. For a young team still trying to find its identity, that kind of leadership matters. As for Caitlin Clark, she didn't need to go scorched earth. Her body language said it all. The disbelief in her eyes, the edge in her voice, the exhaustion in her tone. Aaliyah Boston kept it short with a no comment, but when you've watched that game, her silence said everything, and now, things have exploded. The WNBA has reportedly suspended Commissioner Cathy Engelbert. Yes, the top boss is out. Why? According to internal reports, Engelbert ignored months of complaints about the officiating from players, coaches, and fans alike. The pressure was mounting, and she didn't act. But that's not the whole story. Behind the scenes, league owners had apparently been pushing for her removal for weeks. And once stars like Caitlin Clark began speaking up publicly, it was game over. Some say Cathy Engelbert was the scapegoat. Others say her suspension was long overdue. Either way, this is the most dramatic shakeup the WNBA has seen in years. And now the league stands at a crossroads. For the first time in its history, the WNBA is truly on the map. Attendance is soaring, TV ratings are climbing. Caitlin Clark alone has brought millions of new fans to the game. But here's the problem. Those fans are watching, and what they're seeing? Blown calls, lopsided whistles, refs who look like they're not even trying to hide the bias, and fans aren't dumb. They know basketball. They know what a foul looks like, and they won't stick around if the product feels rigged. This isn't just about fixing the officiating, it's about protecting the future of the league. The clock's ticking. The WNBA had a golden opportunity to turn casual viewers into lifelong fans. But with every blown call and every no-whistle moment, they're not gaining trust. They're losing it. So here's the question. Would you keep watching a league that refuses to protect its stars? It's time for the WNBA to wake up. This isn't just about bad refereeing. It's about protecting the integrity of the game. About making sure every player, no matter how big their name, gets a fair shake. Because here's the hard truth. If the league loses Caitlin Clark's fan base, it won't get another chance like this. The Fever have done their part. The players are fighting, the coach is speaking out, and the fans are showing up. Now it's the league's turn to respond. So what really happened with Commissioner Cathy Engelbert? At first, the story was simple. The WNBA said she made the tough call. To suspend the refs after reviewing that chaotic Liberty versus Fever game, the official reason? Accountability. Integrity. But the reality? Much messier and way more interesting. According to multiple league insiders, that very same night, Engelbert was privately asked to resign by top WNBA executives. And here's the kicker. This wasn't about one game. It wasn't about a couple missed whistles. This had been building for months. Why? The biggest accusation swirling, bias, specifically favoritism toward the New York Liberty. And before you write that off as fan conspiracy, this is coming from within the league. Let's rewind to last year's WNBA Finals. The Liberty narrowly beat the Minnesota Lynx. But what dominated the conversation afterward? Not the game. The image. Cathy Engelbert stepped onto the court wearing a dress in Liberty team colors. Fans watching at home instantly noticed. Wait, is the commissioner repping New York? That photo. Engelbert, smiling in blue and black, handing over the trophy but went viral. And when late-game officiating helped seal the win for New York, that image aged terribly. Was it just an unfortunate fashion choice? Maybe, but for fans who already felt the league had a soft spot for the Liberty's super team, it looked like confirmation. And ever since, every questionable call that's gone in the Liberty's favor has added fuel to the fire. Then came the Indiana game, the missed calls, the lopsided free throw stats, the final possession with 4 missed fouls on Caitlin Clark. It was too much. Fans exploded. Social media erupted. The league suspended the refs, but only after the outrage. And insiders say owners were already voicing concerns behind closed doors. The problem? With Caitlin Clark now in the league, every move is under a microscope. She's brought in millions of new fans, packed arenas, and huge TV deals. That also means every missed call is a national headline. So the league panicked. They hit the eject button, suspended the refs, and quietly, maybe reluctantly, told Engelbert to step down. Because if Caitlin Clark's fan base feels like this league isn't fair, they'll walk, and with them goes the biggest momentum surge the WNBA has ever seen. So here's the real question. Did the WNBA make the right move, or did they just show us how broken it really is? Are the refs truly this inconsistent, or is something deeper going on behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should the WNBA overhaul its officiating system, or is this just early season chaos with growing pains? And if you made it this far, you're not just a viewer, you're part of the conversation. Thanks for watching, and trust me, this story is far from over. See you in the next one.